Okay guys, welcome back to my video. So in this video, I will explain the concept of Cisco SD-WAN, including its architecture, the role of each device, and how the configuration work conceptually. Before we begin, I would like to clarify that I have actually attempt for to deploy I'm sorry to deploy a full SD-WAN Lite using PC with 32 gigabyte of RAM, which is already sufficient of for this kind of simulation. However, I encountered technical issue with SD1 image, uh, specifically for the vManage. The image couldn't be properly configured, most likely due to a corrupt or incomplete image. And for a Fishmart, the device was I'm sorry was I can access the configuration mode, but I can't to commit I can't to commit the configuration. That means uh, the change configuration couldn't be applied in the device. So yeah, for these two devices that's very important for this lab can work properly. So because of this limitation, I decided to focus on this video for explaining about the SD-WAN concept and the architecture and configuration logic rather than performing a full live deploy. So the explanation will but in this video for explanations will follow real world implementation. Okay, I will start from what is SD-WAN. SD-WAN stands for software defined wide area network, yeah. SD-WAN. So SD is software defined, WAN is wide area network. It is a modern networking solution that allow organization to connect multiple branch location through a centralized and intelligent system. In traditional network like OSPF or AGRP, the SD-WAN is centrally controlled and driven. Policy driven. This means traffic can be controlled based on application, and routing decisions are smarter than a traditional network like OSPF or AGRP. And is the mine is the management or the network management is centralized in one place or one network. So and not next is what we say, the reason why we use SD-WAN. The reason using SD-WAN is SD-WAN offers several advantages compared to traditional routing protocol like OSPF and AGRP. That there is for the first, centralized management. So in SD-WAN, all of the configuration are controlled from a single dashboard. So there's a single dashboard, and we can use this dashboard for manage or configure the network. And the second, the application aware routing. That's so with using this function, the traffic like video call, we can make is priority for the network. So the network will better for video call than regular data. And the third is better security because all connections are encrypted using secure tunnels. So all of communication between or among the device will encrypted by tunnel route. And lastly is scalability because using SD-WAN, adding new branch or new locations become much easier than using the traditional routing. So that is those are four reason or yeah better thing from SD-WAN there traditionally. For the first is centralized management and application aware routing, better security and scalability. SD-WAN architecture overview. For the topology, there are four oh, I'm sorry, there's some wrong. Network, I will use, I'm sorry, bridge. Will use switch. So delete. I will delete this. Delete, yes. So for the first is vManage will connect to switch here. Sorry, this is okay. Tela H. Okay. In this topology or for SD-WAN lab, there are four main components. For the first is vManage, and the second is vSmart, and the third is vBond, and the last is vEdge. All of these all of these device communicate through the internet, which is represented by switch and NetDisk. So yeah, because it's just what like a topology for demonstration. So actually the device will connect it to network or internet like this. Device to internet. So the device will make tunnel that for route communication among them. But why in this topology they are switch in this light? Because actually in the real or in the simulation, using switch make easier topology, because if we use a real net like this, we must make not another. So for make it easier to connected among this device with the branch, so we use switch. So we don't need NAT or other protocol like that's used for connected to internet. So when we just when we use switch when we use switch, so we just make the IP one subnet and the device will communicate. But in real, the device will connect to internet, and there are not and others, so yeah, it's very complex. So I will explain the role of each device. For the first, from vManage. vManage is the central management system, so it provides a graphical interface where administrator can first configure the device, monitor network status, and pass policies to the entire network. So think of vManage as the brain that control everything from a single place. So it's the brain of the SD1 is vManage. I'm sorry. And the second is vSmart. vSmart is control plane of SD1. So the controller of this lab or this concept of SD1 is this device or vSmart. Its main function is to distribute routing information and policies. So all of the routes that connected in this SD1 will what will will this device will send the information to the branch, all of the route. And so unlike traditional routing network or routing protocol, vSmart use OMP, or which stands for Overlay Management Protocol. It decides which route is best, or in traditional routing protocol it's like cost or metric, but in vSmart that better than it. And the second, decide which path traffic should take, because in SD1 we can now know which application that's opened, like video call or just sending message and other, we can know about it. So vSmart will know which path traffic should take for this type of using the network. And for the third device is vBond. vBond acts as the orchestrator. I'm sorry, it's very difficult for pronounce. Orchestrator. Its main job is to help device discover each other. So when a new device join the network, its first contact is vBond. So when VH is connected for the first time in this SD1, the first device that contact by VH is vBond. So VH will contact the vBond, and vBond then tell the device where vSmart and vManage. So after contacting for the first time from VH to vBond, vBond will tell the VH where is the vSmart and vManage. So VH will know the location or the IP of vSmart and vManage and the VH will get the information routing and policies to connect to other branch or other location. So basically, vBond is like a matchmaker in the SD1 network. And the last is VH. VS is the actual router located at branch sites. So VH is there is VH in all of the branch. Yeah. And VH handles like data forwarding, encryption, and tunnel creation. So this is where user traffic actually flows. And now how they work together. Let's understand the workflow step by step. For the first step, VH start and contact VBond as I explained before. VH for the first time will contact VBond for because it's for the first time. So VBonds authenticated and provides information about vSmart and vManage. So VBond will authenticate for the first time the VH is the real or the correct device in this SD1 or not. So the authenticate will use certificate like this, and after authentication, VBond will provide the information about vSmart and vManage, the location of vSmart or the IP or the system IP of vSmart and vManager. So VH can contact or communicate to vSmart and vManage for providing about routing information and policies. And after getting routing and policy information, the administrator can use vManage for configure and monitor all of device. After that, all communication between sites happen through secure tunnel over the internet. So after VH getting information about routing information and policies, if the user or the LAN in this branch will communicate it among other branches, they will use secure tunnel for communication. And for configuration, in each device requires three main configuration. For the first is system IP. System IP in the traditional routing, I think it's like router ID. So the system ID is unique IP for identifier like 1.1.1 another. And the second is site ID. That's for identify location of the device. And the third is organization name. That's must be same each of device. So if vManage use organization name is Rafi or Lab, so vSmart must use organization name Rafi or Lab 2, and the other device like that. And there are also two important VPNs, or because SD1 using tunnel for communication, so SD1 or the device of SD1 will make tunnel routes for the device or for the branch make a communication. So there are two important VPNs. For the first is VPN 0. In VPN 0 used for transport network. So in VPN 0 it will use VH contact VBond. It's use VPN 0 because it's from internet or transport network. And the second is VPN 512 or 512. That in this VPN we will make IP address for administrator use the IP for manage the device, like for if this in this lab or in the event we use the IP of management of or the IP in VPN 512 for Open WinSCP and open putty and other. And security is implemented using certificate to authenticate all device, like I explained before, the VBON authenticate VH by using a certificate. Once everything is configured and authenticated, device automatically from secure tunnel and exchange routing information. So, in conclusion, SD-WAN simplifies network management by sparring protocol, sparring control, management, and data plans. With centralized control, better performance, and improved security, SD-WAN is becoming the standard solution for modern enterprise network. So in this modern area, some uh, company or industry big enterprise using this SD-WAN for connected some or each branch. So I think just that I can explain about SD-WAN concept, and I'm sorry because I can't to deploy this lab live because yeah, the image is error or corrupt, I don't know. So yeah, I just can explain about the topology. So thank you for watching and goodbye.